The moment I read that text, my hands went cold. It wasn't just a message, it was proof my wife was sleeping with her boss. People think infidelity begins with a kiss or a touch, but it starts long before that with small lies, late nights, and words that no longer sound the same. Sarah had been working late for months. New promotion, new responsibilities. At least that's what she told me. Every night she'd come home tired, smelling like someone else's cologne. I noticed it once, then twice. The third time I couldn't pretend anymore. One night while she was showering, her phone buzzed on the counter. The name lit up my screen, Daniel, boss. And then the message, "Can't stop thinking about last night. You taste like trouble." My stomach turned. I felt like someone had punched through my chest. The phone slipped from my hand. When she came out, she saw my face, pale, trembling. "Who's Daniel?" I asked quietly. Her eyes darted to the phone. Her lips parted, but no words came. That silence was louder than any confession. The next morning, she tried to talk. "Please, Mark, it wasn't what you think. It just happened." I stared at her. At work or at the hotel? She broke down crying, and I just stood there, numb, like a ghost in my own home. 13 years together, gone in one text. The days that followed were a blur. I'd go to work, come home, eat alone. She'd stay quiet, waiting for me to speak, but I didn't, because once trust dies, every word sounds like a lie. A week later, I decided to confront him. I went to her office during lunch. He was there, young, confident. That smug grin that comes from getting what you shouldn't have. He extended his hand. "Mark, right? I've heard so much about you." I looked at his hand, then at him. "I'm sure you have." For a moment, his smile faded. Good. I didn't hit him, didn't yell. I just said, "You can have her, but you'll never have what I gave her." And I walked away. When I got home that night, Sarah was sitting on the floor by our bed, holding a framed photo of us from our wedding day. Tears streamed down her face. "I ended it," she whispered. "I can't live with what I did." I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the carpet. "Then don't live with it," I said softly. "Let it go. Let me go." She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. The pain in her eyes, it wasn't enough to undo what she'd done. Weeks turned into months. Divorce papers, lawyers, silence. But one night she came to see me, not to beg, not to explain, to tell me she'd been fired. Her boss, the same man, had moved on to someone new. "I thought he loved me," she said, her voice cracking. I nodded slowly. I did too. That's when she broke completely. Not because of him, but because she finally understood what she'd thrown away. Now, every time I drive past her office building, I think about how fast life can change, how one decision can burn everything you've built. But I also think about how sometimes the worst thing that ever happens to you sets you free. Forgiveness doesn't always mean taking someone back. Would you forgive the one who betrayed you, or let them live with the guilt forever? My wife cheated with her boss, and for the first time in my life, I learned what peace really means.